Good morning. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to our Heavenly Parent Holy Community Oceania Hundoke with Reverend Yutaka Yamada. Today is Thursday, the 10th of March, or the 8th of February in the 10th year of Chongyil Guk. Let's begin by offering a bow to our Heavenly Parent and true parents. Chariot, Kumbay, Paro. And let's recite our family pledge, both in Korean and English. Thank you.
가전맨세 8. 전일국 주인 우리 가족은 참사랑을 중심하고 전일국 시대를 맞이하여 절대 신앙, 절대 사랑, 절대 복종으로 신인의 일체 이상을 이루어 지산 천국과 전산 천국의 해방권과 석방권을 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다.
Family pledge number 8. Our family, the owner of Chongyil Guk, pledges, having entered the era of Chongyil Guk, to achieve the ideal of God and human beings united in love through absolute faith, absolute love, and absolute obedience, and to perfect the realm of liberation and complete freedom in the kingdom of God on earth and in heaven by centering on true love. I'd like to ask Valami if you could offer the opening prayer, please.
Good morning, everyone. Please join me in my prayer. Good morning once again, Heavenly Parents, your parents. Thank you for this beautiful day. Thank you for once again enabling us to gather for this beautiful morning. We join for Hundike in the Oceania region. Today we'll be receiving so many sharing and reading from true parents, and please guide us for our activities today and help us to do what our responsibility that we can do best. Thank you for taking care of us to reach this morning, and we are so blessed to have you and have all our leaders who will be sharing today. And we hope that we receive so many inspiration and to enable us to do our activities. Thank you. We want to pray also for True Mother, who's in Korea, working very hard to help the members and help everyone in the world to be united as one. And we pray for all our leaders in Oceania and all our leaders in the region in Oceania. And thank you once again. I pray in Valami and Iris, bless central family, Arju.
Thank you. Let's offer a warm welcome, as always, to Reverend Yutaka as he shares this morning. Thank you.
Good morning, brothers and sisters. Thank you for joining today's morning Hundoke. Today is also a great day. Let's put our Johnson and heart, our heavenly parents and true parents. So yesterday, election was finished, and continuously the elections, the vote were counted, and even I think even now is not finished yet. So that much really it takes time, and really this election result was really close, and the result of election was almost just finalized, I think 20 minutes ago. So this time really so much close. So we could see how much this serious fighting of this Korean election. So you could see this is Korean side. This 4 a.m. meaning is 6 a.m. Sydney time. So even 6 p.m. still 98% is opening, and this is the percentage Yoon Suk-yeol and also the Lee Jae-myung. So 48%, 47%, almost 0.7% differences of their vote. So that much they are close, but I think almost the result was finalized. So we maybe already some news is announcing. So this time the Korean new president will be announced. This person, the Yoon Suk-yeol. So this person is the Conservative Party and the opposition party, and this person is talking to cooperate with America and Japan, or centering on the democracies, to cooperate and to build up the Korean nation again. And last, the think tank 2022 forum, his national security advisor, I think, attended to think tank 2022, and also the Mike Pence met him, and I think there is some communication. So of course, maybe detailed things will come out later, but at least this person has a more connection and working together with our true mother, centering on America, Korea, Japan unity. So through this new president, Korean providence will carry on for 5 years. So really we have to pray well and cooperate well. So of course, this person was elected, but you know, the political society after election also depends on his decision or his responsibility. Always the head of state's responsibility or decision is important before election and after election. How this person can create the new Korea, new cooperation, and really this person can hear the voice of God or not. This is the next problem or next matters. But at least this time, this person was elected. So we will continuously pray for this president will accept and work together with our heavenly parents and also to parents, to mothers. This is really the next part. So I will share the result. So really we will hope this person work together with True Mother well and really build the nation of Korea, heavenly unified Korea, and also the heavenly unified world. So you can check each newspaper, then you can read the detail. Anyway, this until last minutes, almost whole night, this result was not come out. Then really more than 95% over the opening result of the vote. Then they made the finalize. That much this election result was really close. So you could see this number. So we could see many story. I hope later maybe Trimada or Dr. Yoon maybe share some message. So anyway, thank you for your continuous Chonsong and prayer. And we have to continue to Chonsong and prayer more for the central figure or this person to work together with our true mothers. So this is very important things. So yesterday, myself and Reverend John visited to the capital city of Australia, Canberra. So capital city is the representative of the nation and the symbol of the nation. And also the head of states is also the symbol and the representative of the nation. So mother is always mentioning that the leader or head of states have to know how to hear the voice of God. So knowing heavenly parents, knowing true parents will and work together. This is really important things. And true parents mentioned that the role and mission of Oceania is to unify the world, right? To be unified world begins from Oceania. That's why how Oceania can do for the world. This is important. And the 14 nations of Oceania is one nation. And among 14 nations, Australia is the father nations. So father nation, how this nation can be connected with heavenly parents and true parents. This is important. They work together with New Zealand and also all island nation. So 14 nations join together and unite together. If there is no vision, no thinking, and no mind, then surely heaven cannot work. That's why always we have to think, we have to pray, we have to concern these things. So how we can meet the head of states, how we can meet the bishop, how we can meet the what is the head of Catholic? I forgot. Cardinal in each nations. How we can meet the cardinal and bishop, and how we can meet the head of the each province and ethnic leaders. When we think, when we have a idea or vision, then already heaven start to prepare, and heaven will guide, and heaven will give the signal which heaven had prepared already. That's why really our preparation is important. So this is Canberra, beautiful, right? So me and Reverend John went there and pray, and this is the holy ground area of Canberra. So we were looking for the tree. So thank you, Mrs. Joshinta, really gave the information. This is the King's Park in Canberra. Still, we are not sure which tree. So really we are praying there, things like this. And also we met one members, I think Ambassador of Peace or members. So 30 years ago, two parents visited to Canberra. So, and organized the event in Canberra. So that time there are many kind of happening. So already the venue was booked in the National Assembly, but last moment that was canceled. So it was really not easy situation. I think many of you attended this conference and to welcome to parents. Do you remember? Just 30 years ago, I think this year is a 30 years anniversary. So that much important. After to the parents' first visitation to Oceania, this year is the 30 years anniversary. So we have to think how we can really celebrate the visitation and anniversary of true parents. So because of the serious situation, but he have a direct contact with Deputy Prime Minister. That's why he determined and he invited, and finally a Deputy Prime Minister met true parents. So he really shared many kind of story, and really that moment we had a good time. So when we do the providence, True Mother also mentioned, True Father and True Mother is mentioning that we have to make a plan well, we have to make a strategy well, and sometimes cannot see the future. Of course, we have to make a plan and strategy, but we cannot see everything for future things, right? That's why sometimes, of course, centering on a bigger vision and bigger goal, but offer ourselves, pray, and sometimes we have to move fast and action fast. Then heaven will guide, inspiration come, and signal will come. So now almost COVID case is settling down, and one by one, this nation is opening. So let's move more and more and gather together and action together. And let's really share our heavenly parents. Let's testify our true parents, and let's find the person who are prepared by God, the righteous person and John the Baptist figure. So really, let's do our best. Oh, thank you very much. So now also in Fiji, there are many activity also. Yesterday, this is a beautiful activity. So Fiji and several nations. If you have a good activity, please share the photo. Then I can introduce your activity, your investment, and we can share always as the community. And good things, we can give stimulate each other, and we can learn, and we can also receive inspiration together. And there is the good news in Fiji. You could see who they are. Finally, Iris came out from quarantine and met husband, Balami, and joined together. That's why you could see this display. Now Balami and Iris together. So really, once again, welcome Iris to Fiji, and a new start, Balami and Iris, new blessed family life. So let's give big hand to our Balami and Iris. Thank you, and really have a create the ideal family. So this is really great news. And the last weekend, President Tori finally arrived to AP, Asian Pacific region, to Philippines. And now he's organizing the meeting. So tomorrow, myself and Reverend Stone will go to Philippines. So let's continue over the Johnson and create our future movement. Okay, so let's see that. Okay. Today also we lead the True Mothers global unity through true parents. So yesterday and this time, we are reading the part of True Mother's Anthology, A Course of Life and Death Struggle. So True Mother will grow up, were raised up by Heavenly Parents' guidance and Temonim and Chowomo grandmother. But after meeting True Father, after Holy Wedding Ceremony, True Mother should have taken all responsibility as the wife of Messiah, as a true mother, and as the mother of the universe. And she have to overcome all the providential things and indemnity of the history. And she overcame the internal many suffering, painful situations, struggling, but in the same time, she should have overcome the external challenging also. So finally, she overcame to give the 14 children and also all the providence to victory together with God, together with Heavenly Parents, and together with True Father. So we could see that each moment True Mother's internal heart situation. So let's read this one. I hear a family with many children usually means between 5 and 9 children. However, how many have I given birth to myself? True parents are the ones who indemnified and restored human history, which had gone astray to its original state. Isn't that so? That is why I had to match the number of my children to the providential number for the sake of family perfection. To give birth to 14 children within 20 years is virtually impossible. Having even one cesarean section is difficult, but I have had 4. What made me do so? Do you think I did this to save you? Don't you think I am a mother you can be proud of? From this point alone, the Satanic world cannot say anything against true parents' achievement. So mother's life is not for true mother herself, not for own self. There is providential requirement, and there is also the providential indemnity responsibility. That's why true mother always have to choose the way, not for own life, not for own thinking, always centering on the heaven's will, heaven's wish, also the heavenly responsibilities. So giving birth for 14 children, do you think this is just her thinking, just her imagination, or this is just for her decision or not? In order to liberate God, in order to open the way for all humanity or all history, just thinking with this commitment or this determination, she overcame all the situation. So she, beyond the life and death situation, and also with the 4 times surgery, she fulfilled her responsibility. So some people is talking many things about true mother, but how much those persons are offer and invest Johnson condition in front of heaven, in front of us, and in front of everything. True mother offered whole life and attended to Father and giving everything. When we think the part of that Johnson, if we can offer that Johnson more than true mother, then maybe that person can say something. But really, if our Johnson is still lacking more than true mother, then really we have to reflect ourselves more and more. So through mother's sharing, we can imagine and we can realize mother's investment. So next part. I have told you before about the resolution I made when I met your father at the age of 17, haven't I? I resolved I will end this path that God has walked in suffering. This well-listened history of the providence of restoration through indemnity in my lifetime. I will be the one to end it. I was able to say this because I knew about God. I gave birth to many sons and daughters, and it is not easy to have your stomach cut open 4 times. I met someone the other day and asked him, how many children do you have? He answered, he only had 2. When I asked him why, he replied that he couldn't have any more because his wife gave birth through cesarean section. I, however, was through that 4 times, risking my life every time. I was determined to help God carry out his dream of creation. So when True Mother got the holy wedding at the age of 17, and she had the determination. So knowing God or meeting God or knowing God's heart, this is really important point. So whenever True Mother made the decision, because True Mother knew God, because True Mother knew the heart of God and situation of God, that's why True Mother could overcome with determination and with those serious commitment. And Mother said, can you honestly say, I will do it no matter what difficulties come my way? The being that I am does not exist as an independent being. God depends on me, as does humanity. You know why Jesus said he must come again, don't you? The same could have been true of True Father. It was made possible because I stood firm in my own position. So True Mother is asking this point. Can you honestly say, I will do it no matter what difficulties come my way? So this question is coming to us. How about our situation? Okay, something problem. So we can see this question about our lives. Sometimes we face the serious situation. Sometimes I want to give up my life. I don't want to continue this way or this relationship, this mission, even this life. And sometimes those moments is coming. I don't know what should I do. I don't know what is our future. I don't know why I'm facing those kind of disparate or no hope, those kind of future. And sometimes really we have the time to resentful to God, people, or everything. So when we see the mother's message, where did she get the power? How she could overcome all the situation? Mother said, because mother met God and mother knew God and mother understand about God's heart and God's situation. And mother is, through mother's message, you could find this the root of the power of True Mother. And mother also mentioning that about Jesus and our True Father. When Jesus came this earth, and even True Father came on this earth, True Father and Jesus should have met the only begotten daughter. So even True Father stood as the True Father. And in order for True Father to victory as the role of True Parents, who is needed? Our True Mother is really needed that, and True Mother's victory is also necessary. So Heavenly True Parents is standing the representative of Heavenly Parents and all human beings, and through their human body, True Parents show us the way how we can overcome and how we can victory in our lives. So through mother's sharing and mother's life And the leading of Fundok of True Mother's message is the process to learn and process unity and process also to inherit the course of victory of our lives. So how we can connect our life, how we can realize, and how we can learn those points. So meeting heavenly parents and meeting our true parents, these three things is important. So through learning our true parents' life, we will also continue to go forward to our life and our mission and our way. So really Mother is sharing deep heart. Today also continue to share our Chonsongyeon word. Now, Father is also mentioning about heart of God. In order to become the heavenly soldier, in order to become the heaven's son and daughters, we have to understand the heart of God. And Father and Mother is sharing to our unification members who is God and what kind of God Father is introducing us. Do you remember that? And what kind of prayer should we do? And what kind of heart of God we should seek or we should find? So those heart and those sincerity is important. The history of the providence of restoration shows us that God has been bringing future to the world. In the beginning, God created the vast universe and placed Adam and Eve at its center. When God created Adam and Eve, he made them with all the elements of his creation, and then he bestowed even more upon them. The most important gift that he gave them was heart. Heart is the center of the four-position foundation, and its core is love. Heart is the core and most important base for all beings. So Father is mentioning, and from yesterday continuously, Father is sharing about the heart of God, and this heart is the starting point of everything. And Father is mentioning that all situation and all existence starting point is God's heart and God's 심전. So do you know what it means? That meaning is, if there is some existence here, then there is God's heart there. So can you see also around yourself, what kind of things, what kind of existence can you see? Everything, Father said, all existence already touched by God. So your laptop, your cell phone, your nature, house, cup, everything, surely there is the heart of God. How we can find the heart of God? So please pray for your all things. Now you are using the cell phone and computer. How much are we appreciating those things? You are drinking coffee, drinking water. How much we are appreciating those things? When we go out to feel the nature or wind, how much we can seek the heart of God. Father said, there is heart of God there. We cannot see, we cannot recognize, we cannot realize, but everything is created by heart of God. So how we can find every day, how many heart of God we can realize? Even one thing, even two heart, even three 심정 of God, if we can find a day, how much beautiful. And if we can share those heart of God, how much beautiful day or exciting day we can have. Then we can feel and we can create the special joyful moment. What is the difference between heart and love? We usually think of love as a feeling like floating in the air, and we think of heart as related to the soul. But in fact, heart extends in four directions. Therefore, heart, more than love, is central to everything. Heart manifests as the result of having gone through the process of love. Heart is thus the center of the multi-dimensional world. That is why the Unification Church envisions and strives to create a world of heart more than a world of love. So this is the final slide. The center of everything is heart, and the family is absolutely necessary for cultivating it. We cultivate the 4 limbs of heart in the family, and they must connect and unite, centering on God. This connection and unity expands from the levels of the individual and family to the community, nation, and world. Thus, restoration cannot be completed without heart, because without it, no one can establish the central position. So, Father is mentioning continuously about heart. And when we see our mother's life, how and why mother could overcome everything, because she knew the heart of God. So everything is starting point, and the core of core is heart. So in order to understand the world of heart, we also continuously pray and seek, and through seeking this way, we could meet God, we could realize the heart of God. So today, March 10, yesterday, finished all election matters. Now, New Providence will beginning centering on Korean Peninsula, and in order to create the unified Korea and world, our involvement and our Johnson and also our heart is really essential. So today is the beginning of the moment. Let's put our heart and sincere devotion. Let's create the new moment, new victory, and new happiness together with Heavenly Parents and True Parents. Once again, thank you very much for joining this Fundoke. 감사합니다.
Samnida, thank you very much, Reverend Yutaka, for sharing with us this morning and helping us to clearly understand everything that's happening currently in our providence. So, we had a great time in Canberra yesterday, traveling around. We realized, to drive there, it took us 3 hours, and to drive back took 3 hours. And we realized we needed to stay overnight to actually appreciate it even more. So, we need to organize another visit in the future. And it was good to go around. We were able to, with the help of Jacinta Derbyshire, she mentioned that we asked where there was the holy ground, and it was established in 1977, and in a place called Kings Park. We thought fairly appropriate, and we went there, and she described there's lots of trees that sort of are in the same sort of setting. But what I found interesting is there's a police memorial in Kings Park, and this police memorial is a memorial for all the police that died on duty, starting from the very first policeman in 1803, and 700 have given their life in sacrifice while in service. And I found it interesting that the very first person in 1803, that policeman that passed away, his name was John Adams. And I found that interesting because the first man is Adam, and the first sacrifice in the Australian nation. I just found that interesting, and it was, and this police memorial is next to one of the trees that could possibly be the tree, and found that really good. And then meeting George Lemon was very nice. He had so many stories. He still does not forget his first experience. He went to the first YSP in the Philippines, and that was the turning point to his life. That's where he discovered and understood his identity, his purpose. He developed his faith and hope, and he's never lost it. He loves True Parents, dearly. He loves Heavenly Parents. He loves brothers and sisters. He loves politics. And he really thinks that all the youth should have an understanding of politics so they can help guide with good governance. He loves watching the rallies of hope. And he's very independent thinking, and it was very encouraging listening to him. And he currently sees himself as a Catholic unificationist. So he's returned back to his ancestral roots, being Catholic, which is interesting. And he talked about working with the GK Foundation, where they build homes in the Philippines. And so it was very nice to speak to him, and he appreciated that we came to visit him in Canberra, and it was nice to have that moment. And then we made our offering prayer at the nation's capital, and praying for Korea, and praying for our nation, praying for our region. It really felt like we've moved to the next stage, and building unity and focusing on what the last part that Reverend Yutaka was talking about, that heart is the core, more than love. Heart is the whole motivation of life. And I could recognize that once George discovered that heart, he really understands himself in relation to everything around. So thinking about that, it was a great experience, and we need to go visit again. Anyway, it's just reading some of the comments. Jacinta's made a comment saying, ask Greg Stone if he remembers. Ian reckons it is near a glass house. Yeah, don't know. We're still trying to figure out exactly where the holy ground is, but we may. The trees are pretty old because it was 77. It's many years ago, and we might have to create another tree or the same area. Yeah. So thank you. There were some of the thoughts, and open up to others to share. So thank you, everyone. Yes, Mr. Rai, go ahead.
So thank you, Freya, in Canberra for Korea election and the nation and the region, and really truly good meeting with John the Lemon. Thank you, and his information. We are very pleased. So last night I was almost nighttime fishing, and I got 33 fish yesterday.
Oh, wow.
Then I come back. I think everyone else same really watching Korean election, and I think Reverend Yutaka today carefully is mentioned, but already it's news. It's Mr. Yoon, it's a victory. It is incredible. I think this is really heaven's victory, and also true mother's victory. It is incredible, important person. It's Mr. Yoon, and I was so excitingly happy, and I think down a lot of think tank events, and if other party is elected, it's a different story, total different story, and even such an important event, Mark Pence, Mark Pompeo, and it came, but current president do not give any messages. It's incredible, but opposition party, Mr. Yoon, is really, I think, incredible hope. It is big news and giving incredible. I think make sure within a few hours, I think we can celebrate again with everyone. And anyway, it is incredible. Therefore, big day for heaven. And everyone, thank you. Sorry. That's all.
Thank you, Mr. Wright. Thank you. Yes, Jacinta, go ahead.
Yeah, I just want to give you a memory of Canberra at the Holy Ground. It was Taj's wife, Josephine Brown, who joined there, and she was only 16 years old. And yeah, I was 25 or something, pretty young. And we did this cake condition because life was so difficult, you know, and we never went to cafes or anything like that. But I had this cookbook, and I went through the cookbook and I cooked every cake there was. Every Sunday we made a different cake and went to the Holy Ground and ate it. It was a funny memory. Anyway, just want to say that.
Thank you, Jacinta. I like that condition. It's very positive.
Could I speak?
Yes.
Okay. I just, that Josephine is the one blessed to Taj, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. I find it really interesting that she's also have followed the Catholic faith. Yeah, and for her husband now to be asked to approach the Pope. I find that really interesting. Yeah, that's what I wanted to share. Thanks.
Yeah. Thank you. Greg Hankson, you got your hand up. Go ahead.
Yeah, good morning. Yeah, just yesterday I went to the Belgrave Church and I read a little bit a testimony from Mrs. Yu, like the wife of the first president of the church, Young-Wee. No, President Yu's wife, the first president of the Korean church. And she was saying, like, Father drew a picture of a tree one time on the board and said, this is the tree of providence, and where do we fit? There was the roots and the trunk and all that. And he said, we're like the small branches, but the main thing is to connect with him and connect with the providence in heart. So she carried on talking about the Shimjung, how to connect with Father Shimjung. How do we connect with heart, God's heart or Father's heart? And she said, and she expanded this, and she went on to say that because Father started Holy Salt at the time of the blessing, the true parents' blessing, that when they used Holy Salt in their centers in Korea, through using Holy Salt, they also could connect with the Shimjung of Father. So like our Hondok this morning was talking about connecting with the heart of God. So through these kind of traditions, we can be more connected to the heart of God through making these kind of traditional type of offerings. Yeah. So thank you.
Thank you, Greg. Yes, Robert, go ahead.
Yeah, good morning, Reverend Yutaka, uncles and aunties, brothers and sisters, good morning. Yeah, this morning reading, your mother was talking about she gave birth to 14 children because she really wants to help God and his creation. And then, yeah, and then she even asked one person how many children that person has, and that person say 2. And because it's his wife gave birth through cesarean, like, so it's not possible more than 2. So Uncle John, Auntie Shizio gave birth to via C-section also, is it right?
Yeah.
5? Is it 5?
Yeah.
Wow. was pregnant, I always pray, Heavenly Parent, I don't want to have cesarean section. Always make condition, pray, something like this, because I think I'm young, I can do it. I will not give birth to any cesarean section because I'm afraid, I'm scared, and I don't want to be cut, something like that. I never had any operation or what stitches before. I just used to go to hospital for checkup. That's also, as for me, I'm so scared. So that's why I tried hard to give birth normally twice. And then it was never really easy. It's very, very difficult. And yeah, anybody who tried to say not good words to true mother cannot say anymore. But what Reverend Yutaka is saying, if that person really do more than that, then you at least you can comment. But if you cannot even, like, how to say, even giving birth to 14 children like normal and by cesarean section, that's really a very mother saying, am I a mother that you can be proud of, something like that. So yeah, it's really so much work. And then mother also, and then one time I talked to my mom. I was just so tired, so I cried. And then, Mom, I'm tired. Being a mom is not easy. And my mom said, without much explanation, of course, Robert is helping me with many things, but like my mom just understood what I'm saying. She just tried to comfort me. That's our life. Being mother is not easy. So yeah, so I wanna say that true mother really did a great job giving birth to 14 children. And also father was talking about the world of heart and the world of love. So the world of heart is, Father said that the best gift that he gave to every one of us is heart, and it's a more than love. Heart is what we get in the process of love, and we have love. We have heart, especially when we have families. And yeah, I just, how to say. So yeah, I wanna think about, like Dr. Yung also, morning devotion. How to say, we're together, we're brothers and sisters. We really say we connected to God and to true parents. And then in a way, if we really connected to God and true parents, then artistically we should have good relationship with one another. So yeah, it's difficult for me many times. I have to approach brothers and sisters. What will I say? What's the topic? Something like that. So those who also believe in God and true parents and the world of heart and the world of love should be warm, or should have love for one another, so that more people will come. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you, Roa. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Yes. Well, we've got two people same time. First, Margaret Sisserson, and then Chris after that. Yeah. Go ahead, Margaret.
Good morning. Good morning, everyone. My mother and my sister came to the blessing in New York in 1982. And when my mother saw True Mother for the first time and learned that she had just given birth and was at the blessing, my mother says, it's only by the power of God that this woman can do this, having many children, and even just a few days after having given birth, stand there and give holy water. So I really believe that when we give mothers autobiography, the memoir, and God will speak very directly, and in that sense people receive the rebirth when they read her memoir. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, Margaret. Go ahead, Chris.
Morning, everyone. Just to change the subject a little bit, just this morning I had really a realization for the first time that Central people, success depends on someone else, whether they have to return to do their mission. And Mother said the reason Father didn't have to return is because I fulfilled my mission. And Jesus was in the same position, and all my spiritual life, I've only been thinking about myself fulfilling my mission. But then I just this morning thought, well, there's another aspect to this. If my partner doesn't fulfill my mission, I am destined to redo things as well. So that was kind of struck me pretty deeply this morning, that especially central figures are totally reliant on their objects to fulfill, or they have to return and redo their mission. Anyway, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Chris. Thank you. Reverend Ito, go ahead.
And the Reverend Stone also raising hand. Reverend Stone.
Yeah.
Okay. So I went to Australia several times, but my only one regret is I never visited Canberra, the capital city. So if I'm staying in the Oceania and this is a father nation, I never visited the center capital. So I'm very, this time Reverend Utaka visited and show us the Canberra. I'm very appreciate the same time. And also when I was our blessing, always true mother has a pregnant with a blessing ceremony. So my case in 1800 couple is conjinim, conjinim, the pregnant born together with us. So same age with conjinim as a blessing, and like a true children, together is his elder brother or younger brother, like this. I really felt appreciate this time. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, Reverend Ito. Go ahead, Greg.
Oh yeah, thank you. Yeah, when when we were blessed in 82 in the 6,000 in Korea, mother was also pregnant with Yonjanim. But just when he was talking about giving birth at the risk of her life, 14 children and the last 4 through cesarean against the strong advice of her doctors, just to fulfill the will of God. I'm thinking that Father has said that we are all reborn through mother, that we kind of enter into mother's womb, and in order for us to go from the fallen lineage into the true lineage of God, we have to go through true mother. So this is true for the whole world, and I think what mother is experiencing now is a kind of a birth pangs as well. If we really think about mother and all these wars and all these things going on right now, mother is in the process of giving birth to the world. So I think we really have to think about how can we support her artistically in every way, because this is really, she's doing this at the cost of her life, to give rebirth to humanity, as a whole. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. And it's time for us now to offer our unison prayer. So let's pray for the success of Korea and the success of everyone. So just share. Let's pray together. Jew. Thank you, everyone. Have a great day, and see you again tomorrow. Thank you.
Bye-bye. Yeah, thank you, Greg, for your explanation. It's so true.
Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye.
Mr.
Bye-bye,
Arrive, good on you. 33 fish.
Have a good day, Barbara.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
And Jacinta.
Yay!
Thank you. Yay.
The team.